Greetings, everyone. I'm Wood Hamster.
And I'm still not dead.
No, we're still suffering. I love allergy attacks. I just want to get the commentary over with, man, and then I don't know, like then that's over with. So I'm using a new gun lance. The first proper Dragon Element gun lance that you'll get, one that actually is decent for a gun lance. The gun chariot used with you use Silver Rathalos parts to get it, so you first get it at the end of high rank. Unfortunately, it took that long. All other weapons get a Dragon Element weapon through Lao Shan Lung parts. That's all the way in normal rank. Think about that.
I bet you won't.
Anyway, we are going to be doing another mission, as you probably would have guessed. We're doing Rathian. I'm very creative. Basically, like, the 9-star of high rank is literally... We're going to put all the subbreeds of Rathian and Rathalos here, and the originals in this, so there's like... let's see... 7 missions that is dedicated to fighting Rathian and Rathalos. Something like that. It's just kind of ridiculous, but you know they gotta put them somewhere. I guess they didn't want to put them any earlier for I guess game balancing reasons.
That makes sense.
You know, just because the armor is pretty powerful that you can make, and the weapons are pretty powerful. So, but it doesn't flow well as far as game design goes. You know, considering you're just fighting the same monster and reskins like a million times over and over. And I accidentally left that one bit in. I guess there was something I didn't cut out. Oh well. But that doesn't matter because Rathian is easy to kill. Watch me get poisoned a million times.
I'll be back to good old standby with this.
Yeah, well...
This LP.
Well, I think I also brought antidotes for this mission. I actually remember to bring antidotes in the last one, so it wouldn't surprise me.
And then you blew it.
No, I'm pretty sure.
No, I mean you blew it by bringing antidotes.
Oh, like that. Well, the funny thing is, like, I kind of wish that I hadn't pre-recorded so much. Because if I were to actually do recordings now, the parts would be, well, for one, they'd be shorter, and 2, I'd actually be more competent at fighting all the monsters, because I've gotten to a point where I've fought quite a bit, and I can actually do all the fights pretty decently now, instead of just me missing half of the time and being bad at Monster Hunter.
Quit being bad at video games.
Oh, I'm not bad at video games per se. It's just Monster Hunter. I mean, like, I mentioned it before in the commentary. I don't know if I mentioned it to you, but I have been playing Death Trap Dungeon again.
You've been playing what? Sorry.
Death Trap Dungeon.
No, you've mentioned it.
Yeah.
Why you'd want to play Death Trap Dungeon still eludes me.
No challenge. Want to win
Yeah, keeping your hand in an open fire is a challenge. It's not one that anyone should really take up.
Well, I'm a masochist. Remember this.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna give you permanent damage.
I've already played it before, but I played with cheat codes. Like near the end.
Sorry, what was that you were saying in the last video again?
That what?
About cheats?
Yeah, that I would play with cheats, and the previous time that I played it when I was a kid, I played with cheats, so just because the game was bullshit, and I was tired of it, and I just wanted to win it. And
there comes a point where you just let something be bullshit on its own and walk away slowly. Don't make eye contact.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I am
don't
very
go back to it.
I am very stubborn. Now I want to win it without cheats.
There's a difference between stubbornness and outright stupidity.
That is very true, but you know what?
I think you're erring away from the former.
I'll live. No, I won't.
you'll live, but at the end, will you really want to?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I still gotta get to the expansion pack content of Dark Souls. I mean, I've been breaking the game by going all the places I'm not supposed to be going to and sequence breaking. These skeletons, they're mortal unless I hit them with holy weapons. You know, I'm just gonna run past them and get all the good weapons.
Isn't that kind of half the point, so that you can get the wing spear right from the start?
No. Like, the ones in the graveyard can't be killed by normal weapons. They're really hard. I mean, I go into the undead area, ignore all the undeads, dodge as much as I can, and grab all the good stuff from there that I can get a hold of.
See, when I first started playing, I just wound up running past everything, picking up the wing spear by accident, and then finding it is one of the best spears in the game.
Yeah, the wing spear.
That was pretty much me set for like the first third of the game there and then.
Yeah. If you put some lightning on the wing spear, it's a pretty good early game weapon.
Yeah. And then I found out about the Uchigatana, and well, that was pretty much that. What's that? Kill one merchant who you never really need to talk to ever again? That sounds like a bargain.
Yeah. Huh. Oh, there, I got myself poisoned.
Yay!
But I got antidotes. So this time I'm going more for like a longsword run, broadsword type thing. Because before it was just I exclusively use polearms. And, I will do something different.
I think when I played, I tried to focus on using dual-handed swords.
Oh, I can't live without a shield.
Yeah.
With that being said, I like that extra security because I cannot parry for the life of me.
Yeah, I came to an end when I realized that no, if you're not playing this game without a shield, you're signing your own death warrant.
Yeah.
I mean, it is entirely possible, don't get me wrong, but not until you get really, really good at the game.
Yeah.
And you
need to be
all your armor and weapons, yeah. Until you've got your armor and your weaponry all buffed up, and you actually know what you're doing for more than 5 minutes at a time.
Yeah. Like, I'm at the point where I know what I'm doing, but I still have the instinct where, like, no, I have to have a shield. I have to have a shield. No question about it. Just shield.
Yeah. I was actually talking about the game with a friend of mine, who's a fellow goon. Hi, Joel. Who, we were talking about, gaming the system, like with some of the more favored grinding spots.
Yeah.
And how one of them basically requires you to exploit the AI.
Oh, the one in the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he basically said, no, that's cheating. And I was like, no, the game cheats, you cheat right back.
Yeah. I use it all the time. I let them suicide off the cliff.
Leveling the playing field.
Yeah. I use it all the time.
And if it really was against the spirit of the game, then it would have been patched out long, long before.
Oh yeah, it definitely would have. That's how I see it too. Like, this is something that they would have fixed really fast if they were interested in like leveling up the playing field, but they're not.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, if they haven't patched it out, and it's mentioned in pretty much every FAQ, every video you've ever seen for it.
Oh yeah, definitely. It is pretty much the best grinding spot in the entire game.
Yeah. So if it was against the spirit of the game, then they would have done something about it. And I think they've actually acknowledged it in a couple of interviews and basically said, yeah, we're cool with it.
Yeah. I'm cool with them going like, yeah, like, we don't care. If this is what players want to do. Hey, game's cheating already, so...
I was talking to him about it, and he was... Because we were playing it at roughly the same time. And he was like, so, what kind of build are you going for? I was like, a pyromancer, He was like, oh, cool, what level are you? I was like, level 36 or so. He was like, I'm only 15 and I'm at the same spot. I was like, yeah, but, I used this exploit. I was like, no, that is cheating.
I think I reached about level 50 or 70 by the time I first went through. just because my OCD said, you know what, I need to be able to use the, I can't remember what the armor is called, but it's pretty much the best armor in the entire game. The gravel or something like that. But you know that tower you enter, and then there's a guy waiting at the side of the room with the big plate armor and the giant dragonbone hammer. And he's just kind of waiting for you to walk in. That armor there, it's like the best armor in the entire game. It can't be upgraded, but it's hand down the best armor. And I decided, you know what, I want to be able to use that and still be able to run around. So I spent so much time just grinding my stamina up so I could actually, you know, run around with that armor unhindered, more or less.
I think I stuck with leather armor for most of the game because it still provided a good amount of protection and still let you dodge fairly decently.
Yeah, no, it's just my damage wasn't the best in the game, but I got to a point where, you know, I could use all of the weapons. Well, not all the weapons. I don't have 50 strength, but you know, I can use most of the weapons. But that armor, I think I only have a light encumbrance, so I can pretty much still run around and do tricky stuff. And that's just simply because I stood there at the starting of the game just grinding my endurance up all the way. The second I got the, I think there's like there's some items that you can get to. I can't remember if it's just a ring or there's more than a ring to get more souls. I know there's a spell for it. But all that combined, and then just having the monster suicide over and over and over again.
Yeah, I forget, aren't there a couple of items or weapons that you can only ever get one of? Like, even if you go through a New Game Plus, you can't pick them up?
No, it's every playthrough that you can only pick up stuff once.
I must be thinking of another game there. Possibly.
But no, it's, you can pick up stuff multiple times, because, or else a lot of the achievements would be broken. Specifically the one where you're supposed to have every unique weapon in the game, and some of the unique weapons are upgraded. You know, you take a unique weapon, upgrade it, and then you need to get a second unique weapon from a second playthrough.
Yeah.
So, I never got that achievement on the PS3. I was in the middle of my second playthrough, and then I got distracted by other stuff. Mainly, I was coming home from the U.S. at that point, and for my trip, and then I was like, "Hey, yeah, you know what? I can start my Monster Hunter Let's Play again now that I'm coming home from the U.S." Awesome. And then I got distracted.
I think I wound up getting distracted by Dragon's Dogma, which came out at the same time. And then I wound up trading that in for Witcher 2.
Yeah, I need to play Dragon's Dogma at some point, but it'll be after Monster Hunter. Like, I'm not saying I'm Let's Playing it, I'm saying I don't want to get too distracted.
Alright.
I already have a horrible track record with that. But it is a game I really do want to play.
I just need to get around to actually finishing some games. Someone started an El Shaddai LP recently, so I really want to get back into playing that.
El Shaddai? I don't think I've heard of that.
It's... I can say without any hyperbole, it was one of the best looking games of last year.
Huh.
It just uses so many differing and unique art styles, and the gameplay itself is really, really simplistic when you get down to it. You know, there's one button for attack, one button for jump, one button for guard.
Well, it's not necessarily bad, though.
Oh no, like I said, I'm saying it's simplistic in that it's uncomplicated.
Yeah.
But looking at the environments and you know, just everything the game does, there's nothing else like it. You know, it is utterly unique when you get down to it, and it's, like I said, it's easily one of the most amazing looking games I've seen in years. But yeah, as is typical with myself, I get into a game, And then eventually I go, oh look, new game, let's play that, and completely forget about this one for the next 6 months.
Yeah, that's, I guess, where it's either a blessing or a curse, depending on how you see it, where I am stubborn and I try to win games before I go to the next one, which is kind of like a bit of a problem when I'm doing a Let's Play too, because I'll forget about the Let's Play because I picked up a game and I have to win it now before I do anything else.
More of a game bigamist.
Yeah.
I have all these games on the go at the same time. Terrible. But I would probably fit in well in Utah.
Yeah.
Or Alabama.
I'm terrible in my own way, so don't worry about it.
I have been playing a lot of Resident Evil 4 and 5 lately. So.
I gave up the Resident Evil a long time ago. Around the era of Resident Evil 3 when that came out, I gave up on it. I played Resident Evil 3, I was like, I can see where this game series is going. I don't care anymore.
3 wasn't great. Code Veronica was...
Code Veronica I did like because they went back to their roots.
Yeah, Code Veronica should have been Resident Evil 3 when you get down to it.
Yeah. I can see what route they're going for, and I did not like that route. I was like, well, I wanted to... You know, if I want to play Resident Evil, I wanted to play something more like where its roots were, like Resident Evil 1 and 2.
Mm.
But I'm guessing they went away from that route because, well, there wasn't a big market there anymore. People want a more action game type stuff.
The survival horror genre as a whole has kind of stalled when you get into it of late, because
definitely
Resident Evil has turned into Devil May Cry with guns, really.
Yeah. Guns that just happen to have zombies and monsters in them to shoot.
Silent Hill, well, we don't really like to talk about that anymore.
No. Like,
that
the game series should have died when Team Silent said, we're done.
Yeah, it's become what they call a franchise zombie. It just keeps lumbering. And although apparently Downpour is actually a really good game by itself.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they got Cord to play the theme song.
I guess still have a soft spot for Korn because I used to like them when I was a kid.
I'm just saying, I guess if you're a Korn fan, that's not bad, but...
Yeah, it's just that... Not really what you'd expect, you know.
No. And
you know, you're used to the
bizarre music, you know, like haunting music, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah, the subtleness of Akira Yamaoka goes between, you know, heartbreakingly beautiful music like Room of Angel, and then stuff that sounds like
it's
Nine Inch Nails having a fight with, having a fight with Throbbing Gristle in a broken vacuum cleaner.
Oh. But you know, but that's what kind of made the Silent Hill series what it was the sound design.
Yeah. I remember a lot of people saying it was, at the time, I mean, I remember a lot of magazines back in the late 90s going, hang on a minute, music's actually important for games.
Oh,
isn't this amazing? And acting like it was some kind of big freaking revelation.
Yeah, I wouldn't see it as a big revelation because, like, if you just take music away from movies or video games, they're just kind of dead. There's no emotion or anything. Silence can do a lot for a video game, but only when it's called for. Like,
I just remember a lot of, I mean, up until like the late 90s, you didn't see games get a soundtrack release in the West at all.
Huh.
And whenever they did, it was like some really weird. It was a weird thing to do. Like I remember Metal Gear Solid being the original, being one of the first major games to get a soundtrack release in the West, and everyone went absolutely apeshit over it. Meanwhile, yeah, it's par for the course, and it always has been in Japan.
Yeah. So
seeing magazines go on about this like it's some kind of bizarro world where things don't make sense.
Really?
And now, yeah, if there isn't a soundtrack release, people get uppity about it.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
It is, kind of. But, you know, again, like, the music and sound design does contribute a lot more to a video game and a movie than people think. It's like, I'd say it's half of the experience.
Yeah, there's quite a few DVDs, although not enough, which let you
Also,
just play the cinema with the video with the soundtrack only, no dialogue or anything.
Also, I'd like to point out I got a Rathian Ruby, so that's actually pretty rare. So, that's pretty very good loot.
It's one of those features that more movies need to do.
Yeah.
And it's always been very sadly neglected.
Yeah. Usually, if the soundtrack is good, the soundtrack can convey the entire movie or video game without words. But anyway, we're running short on time, so we'll all see you next time, and we will suffer some more later.
Bye.